Namaskar. So we come to the final portion of Ashtanga Yoga, or Raja Yoga, or Rajadiraja Yoga. Ashtanga means 8 limbs, Raja means mental yoga, yoga of the mind, and Rajadiraja Yoga means yoga of the spirit. So the final stage of all those yogas is called Samadhi. Samadhi, there are many kinds of Samadhi. Samadhi means a merger. When at the normal situation you have object, subject, and the process of knowing. I am the knower, the stone is a known, so I am knowing the known. So this is the normal situation. But when there is this close proximity with your object of meditation, so when the knower becomes one with the known, that is called Samadhi. So let's say you have been concentrated on happiness, and then there is no distance anymore between happiness and you. So you have become happiness. So that is called Samadhi. When you have been trying to know, and now you know it. It is yours now. So that's Samadhi. So there are crude forms of Samadhi, like there is one type of Hatha Yoga Samadhi, when people, they go into the state when they suspend their breathing, and they can be buried underground for 12 days or 2 weeks, and after they recovered from the ground and brought back to life, this is a crude type of Samadhi, which we do not recommend to practice. It is just the suspension of your pranaha, the vital force. Instead of pulsating, it goes into state of suspension. So through the practice of pranayama, you can affect the crude form of samadhi, suspension of the mind. And then in the spirituals, there are bhava samadhis. Bhava samadhis means you achieve the unity with a particular ideation, with a particular feeling, with a particular idea, and therefore gaining control of all that idea, and therefore gaining control of a particular ability within your mind. That's called bhava samadhi. And then there are spiritual samadhis. So spiritual samadhis is mainly 2 forms. One is called savikalpa samadhi. Another one is called nirvikalpa samadhi. So savikalpa samadhi is defined like this. Bhuma vyapte mahati ahang chitayor pranashe sagunas thiti savikalpa samadhi va. It means Bhuma vyapte mahati. In the cosmic mahat, in the cosmic feeling of I, ahang chitayor pranashe, when chitta, the objective portion of the mind, and aham, the doer portion of the mind, when the objective portion of the mind and the doer option, you know what is objective portion of the mind? Is a thought takes place in that chitta. Like for example, imagine a carrot. Where do you see that carrot? The carrot takes place in your mind. So a portion of your mind has been converted into that carrot. So that portion which converts itself in different objects, in different thoughts, is called chitta. And the portion which is experiencing that chitta, like I'm seeing the carrot, I'm seeing the carrot, I am feeling the warmth, I am feeling different feelings. So that portion which is experiencing chitta, different objects of the chitta, different states of the chitta, is called aham. Aham or ego. So bhuma vyaptema, and mahat is I feeling, I am, I exist. So it says bhuma vyapte mahati ahang chitayor pranashe sagunas yeti savikalpa samadhiva. It means in the cosmic I feeling, when the individual objectivated mind and the faculty of doership merges. When you are not seeing, I am not doing, I am not thinking, I am simply am. And that I-ness merges with the cosmic I-ness. That's called Savikalpa Samadhi. So the gunas are still there, the material forces, sattva guna, but it gives very little bondage. So you're feeling yourself as an infinite existence, infinite I. I exist everywhere, and I am in joy. I am experiencing infinite perpetual joy, which does not have any reason, no causation. It is the property of my self. So this is called Savikalpa Samadhi. There are stages of Savikalpa Samadhi. And it is connected with the power of Kundalini. There is a serpentine power, like a spiral, within your spinal cord. That force, luminous, like millions of suns, sparkling, energetic, that force is sleeping within the lowermost bone of the human body, in the coccyx, in the Muladhara chakra. So by devotion, by love towards the Supreme, which is expressed through your immense struggle for concentration. Why you are struggling? Because you are loving the Supreme. So in that love, you are achieving the concentration. And mantra unlocks the power. And your desire to reach the Supreme forces this power to move up. So it ascends. When it ascends and reaches the Svadhisthana chakra, or the layer of the genitals, in the spinal cord. In the spinal cord there is one kind of channel, it is called Sushumna Nadi. So when it reaches, it goes to the Svadhisthana chakra, the genital area. Then the experience is called Samipya Samadhi. Salokya Samadhi. Salokya Samadhi. Salokya means sa-loka. Loka means the vibrational plane of existence. So in this world, the God exists. Before I thought, does God exist? I don't know. Philosophically, I believe, I may not believe. Nobody proved that God exists, but nobody disproved also that God exists. But by reaching the Salokya Samadhi, you know that God exists, because you feel it. You feel the presence, the vibrational presence of the divine entity, of the Supreme Consciousness. Then, with a further effort, you rise the sleeping divinity up to the Manipur chakra at the level of the navel. And then you experience Samipya Samadhi. Not only he exists, or it exists, I don't know how to say, or she exists. In different traditions, they attribute different pronouns for the God. So, not only exists, but it's very near to me. I feel closeness, I feel emotional closeness, almost physical closeness, almost like I feel I open the eye, I will find this. It's very... Then it goes to Anahata chakra. Then the feeling is sayuja. Yuj means connection. So, the feeling of touch. Samadhi with touch. You feel that upon your every cell of your body, upon every cell of your mind, the divine touch, which is exhilarating you, which is bringing you into the state of ecstasy. Then it goes into Vishuddha chakra is called Sarupya Samadhi. Means this not only touch, but two start to become one, they merge. I don't feel any more separation with my body and the Supreme Body. You know this poem by Rainer Maria Rilke. He says, he speaks to God and he says that if you close my eyes, I will still see you. If you pluck my ears, I will still hear you. Without legs, I am moving to you. Without mouth, I am calling to you. If you break my hands, I will hug you with my heart as if it was a hand. And if you break my heart, my brain will still throb. And if you set my brain on fire, I will carry you in my blood. So this is a feeling that there is this deep interdiffusion. It is the two consciousness, they start to merge. The two forms, they start to merge into one form. That is called Sarupya. Sarupya. Bringing you into state of unlimited ecstasy. Then your sleeping divinity rises up to here, firing up the two wings of the bird. Here there are para and apara. Para and apara. The right and left. So spiritual knowledge and worldly knowledge, making you all-knowing, omnipresent. So that is called Sarishti Samadhi. Sarishti means you have become one with the Creator. You are not anymore individual. That chapter of individuality is finished. You have become cosmic. So these are the stages of Savikalpa Samadhi. Then there is still yet another stage called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. It says, Atmani Mahat Pranashe, Nirguna Sthiti, Nirvikalpa Samadhiva. Atmani, in Atman Mahat Pranashe. In Atman Mahat disappears. I feeling merges with Atman, witnessing consciousness, witnessing entity. Atmani Mahat Pranashe. Nirguna Sthiti. The state of Nirguna, without guna. There is no fetters of material existence. Consciousness have become liberated from the effects of Prakriti, of the effect of the cosmic energy, or effect of the cosmic nature. So consciousness is free. So Nirguna, Nirguna Sthiti. Nirvikalpa Samadhi Va. Nirvikalpa. Kalpa means imagination. So Savikalpa, with imagination, still cosmic imagination is there. The cosmic entity imagines creation. The universe is imagination of Lord, of God. So you are with that. You are with Creator as a one entity, together, merged as one spirit. But still, the creation exists in a subtle form. But Nirvikalpa, there is no Vikalpa anymore. It is beyond. It is beyond any thought. It is the state of infinite peace. It says that Bhavo Tarananda Pratyaya Lamba Nivritih Tasya Pramanam. Abhava Tarananda means after that Abhava, after that stage, beyond thoughts, beyond any mental existence, any mental movement. Abhava Uttarananda means the bliss which is flowing after that emptiness. Pratyaya Lamba Nivriti. After that state beyond, after that emptiness basically, Tasya Pramanam. That is the proof of the existence of that state. Because you experience the bliss, you infer I must have been in a state so divine and so exalted that I could not even remember it. I could not even, my mind has become completely gone. So there was no one who is experiencing it. Such a subtle and such transcendent ecstasy that cannot even be described. So that is the final stage of yoga sadhana, to experience that. And then yogi can go into samadhi temporarily, just like we go to sleep and then we awaken. What awakens us? The power of our karma. You need to still experience karma. So yogi can go into the state of samadhi, remain there, then come back into the normal state. But that infinite existence of spirit is imprinted in your everything, in your body, in your mind, everywhere. So you're not anymore an ordinary human being. You are a divine human being. You're an extraordinary human being. Just like Swami Vivekananda, he was trying to preach, but then nobody recognized him. Then he was actually very sad, no? He was very upset. Then he swam to one island. He was almost ready to suicide. But then he sat in meditation with a firm determination, and he reached samadhi. And then he came back, and then he became such a formidable figure in the Indian history, in the history of yoga, and in the history of spirituality, because that infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom, infinite love and harmony is within us. It is reachable, difficult to reach. I like one song. It is a song dedicated to Shiva. It says, Rajata giri niva modumaya durelabha ananda amitabha dehi padam jaya satya sanatana paramapadam. Such a beautiful words. It says, Rajata Giriniba, the one who is like a mountain of silver. Rajata Giriniba Modhumaya, full of honey, full of nectar. Durlabha, very difficult to attain. Shiva was embodiment of that state. So Shiva is not physical actually, Shiva is spiritual. So difficult to attain. Durlabha. So that Shiva exists within us. Difficult to attain. Madhumaya, full of nectar, full of honey. Madhumaya durlabha. Oh, such a beautiful word. Ananda amitabha. Ananda, blissful. Amit abha. Infinitely effulgent light. Ananda amitabha. Dehi padam. Give me shelter at your feet. Jaya Satya Sanatana. Victory to truth, eternal. Paramapadam. That supreme abode. I am taking the shelter at your feet. So dhyana is this. Dhyana is finding the most beautiful and most charming entity, and it is the samadhi. Samadhi is as one poet have said, the arrow of my love has arrived at its target. So with your effort, with your love, finally you achieve the union, the communion between you and divinity. So tell me in the comments whether it is inspiring for you or whether it is too abstract. Yeah, thank you very much. We have completed the discourses on Ashtanga Yoga. Now it is up to you whether to move in that direction, practice it. If you want to practice, I advise you a simple technique, which is in the basic meditation course. I advise you to go through basic meditation course. It will establish you in the practice of meditation. I have immensely enjoyed my life because I learned meditation when I was 18 years old. In that gentle age, I started to practice with my heart, with my mind, with my sincerity, with my love. And meditation gave me so many beautiful experiences, both in meditation and in my life also. It has opened my heart. I believe in my life the most important event was the time when I came in touch with this practice. So I cordially invite you to journey this path. And it is not like it will take all your time. It will take you some time. Initially, it will take you 10-15 minutes morning, evening. And then as you enjoy it more, and as you derive more and more benefits from this practice in your day-to-day life, as you establish yourself as more and more powerful personality, you will feel that it is reasonable to dedicate more time to this practice. So, thank you. Namaskar. Dear friends, because of your donations and contributions and support, our project can grow. I am able to record the useful videos about spirituality, meditation, inspiration, etc. Those who want to support us, you can find the link in the description of this video. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.